guys, first, in an unprecedented starters move, we're running back. Lock it in. We did it yesterday. We had a blast. We're doing it again. Trey's going to hit us with some new bold predictions, and we'll debate the likelihood of each one coming true. And if he's 100% convinced, he'll lock it in with the press of that button. If not, it's on to the next one.
That's right. But following last night's loss to the Pistons, the Cleveland Cavaliers have lost 3 straight games, moving them to just 3-5 since the All-Star break, and just 2 games ahead of the Celtics for first in the East. Kevin Love is still out, but they've still got LeBron. So maybe the Cavs will retain the #1 seed. Should I lock it in?
What do you think?
The Cavs are retaining that #1 seed. The rest of the East had their shot. The Cavs have struggled for a long time.
Good point.
They've lost 3 in a row. I think LeBron's going to want to right the ship before the postseason. So I don't think they necessarily care about the #1 seed, but they care about the way they're playing. And they've lost 3 in a row. I do think the past 4 months is when the rest of the Eastern Conference had their shot at grabbing that #1 seed. I think it's over. I think this is the Cavs.
We know how powerful and potent they can be offensively, but it's on the defensive end right now. They're just conceding too many easy baskets and easy points. Teams are just sort of walking into the paint and scoring pretty easily. So I'm not that concerned because I think when the Cavs are at their best offensively, not many teams, especially in the East, can run with them. And I think that's what's going to happen. JR came back last night. It was his first game. He was a bit rushed. They've got to sort of incorporate him back in. Kevin Love, we don't know exactly when he's coming back. So there's a few little adjustments to be made, but there's still plenty of time before now in the playoff starts.
Pistons played a great game last night too. You know, one of their better games from the last couple months. Reggie Jackson looked good, Andre Drummond looked good. The Pistons seemed to play the Cavs pretty well. I mean, obviously they matched up last year in the playoffs. Didn't win a game, but some close games. I'm with you guys though. In fact, I would take that button and just throw it out with this because ultimately it really doesn't matter. LeBron's had the #1 seed 4 times in his career. So many other times where he was coming in as the #2 seed. And usually he was still going to the finals because remember the Hawks had the #1 seed there before, you had the Pacers there once upon a time, the Bulls a couple times. Like, it doesn't really matter. But Tass, I think you're spot on. There were some great opportunities over the last couple months for either the Celtics, the Wizards, the Raps to go and grab it, and none of them did. None of them did, and it's still going to be there for the Cavs, I think, come the end of April, or mid-April, I should say.
Yeah, none of these other teams have been rolling, and I think that's why you shouldn't worry about the Cavs, because the Celtics are 5-5 over their last 10. They just haven't been spectacular. The Wizards, have gone on a bit of a streak, but
yeah, the Wizards are the hottest team of the bunch.
Both of those teams have beaten the Cavaliers too, we should point out, and they still haven't really been able to get right up in the Cavs' face and overtake them for that #1 spot. But I think it's the defensive end right now. They're just a little bit loose. They're going to tighten that up.
Yeah, I compare it to the Lakers three-peat where they just relaxed in the regular season defensively, and then they turned it on when they want to. I think the worry for the Cavs is implementing. You mentioned J.R. Smith and then Kevin Love. Yeah, obviously they've been there, done that, but you got to implement them with new rotation guys that they've never played with before. In Darren Williams and Derek Williams and Kyle Korver. So that makes it a little bit different. But again, it's a little too late.
And to counter something you said, though, them relaxing, that's sort of the ironic part about this. LeBron isn't relaxing. He's playing a whole lot of minutes.
That's a problem.
And we will see whether that comes back to haunt the Cavs and him not being able to play less minutes and to take some games off. And I know they throw him in every once in a while, but he's played a lot of minutes for a guy in his 14th season.
Yeah,
here.
you know in round 1 or round 2, if they have a bad game or LeBron has a bad game, we'll be talking about it. LeBron should have got rest. Those legs look heavy from here.
That's right. We're saying, though, Cavs will retain the #1 seed. You can go ahead and lock that in. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna lock it in.
Wow, that's great.
Oh, yeah. Pop lock it in, bro. Pop lock it in. Yeah.
Whoa!
He's got moves for a big guy, man.
Anyways.